Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn'sCarCollection.com. I love this new M4 convertible so much that I'm actually going to do a night drive with it. I tried to do it a couple months ago, maybe in June when we had all the bad air quality. Tried to do a night drive with the M2 and it just never got dark enough because it was like somewhere around the middle of June with the longest days of the year. So I'm going to try it now that it's September. It's getting dark earlier and you know, let's go for an 8 o'clock, 8:30 night drive and take this bad boy out. So this is an M4 competition. Competition only comes in automatic and all-wheel drive. 503 horsepower from a turbocharged inline 6, 479 foot-pounds of torque, 3-liter turbocharged engine known as the S58 engine, not the B58 engine that was in my M340i X-Drive. And this is X-Drive as well, but it's a lot more powerful and heavier because it's a convertible. The convertible adds about 350, 400 pounds to the weight of an M4. So let's take it for a night drive. If you like these kind of videos, you want to see more night drives, subscribe, like it, and leave it in the comments, and I'll do it with other cars as well. All right, boys and girls, welcome to our first night drive. We're inside the M4 convertible, X-Drive convertible. You know what I'd really like to see? I'd really like to see a rear drive version of this car with a manual transmission. You can get it on the regular M4, and I think it would be really perfect to have a manual convertible. Now, can you see the big heads-up display in front of me? So we're driving in M mode, so we have the more aggressive sport display here, and it gives us this huge heads-up display, probably the biggest heads-up display I've ever seen in a car. Now, I think you can minimize it, and I think you can make it higher or lower on the horizon here. My big complaint with my M340 was that I couldn't make it high enough. I was always looking down. In racing school, I was always taught, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead, and I wasn't able to do that with that car. So here, no complaints. This is big front and center, takes up a good portion of your vision. This car is a lot of fun. It's not like the hardcore sports car I thought it would be. The suspension is stiffer than my M340 was, but the ride is a lot better with these Michelin 4S tires where I had the run flats on my M340. And as I said, we have a full review driving in the daytime. We have an options video. You can tell if I really like the car, I make as many videos as I can. Leave a comment what car you want me to review next. If I get enough of that car and keep saying it every video, I can go to a dealer or a manufacturer and ask for that car and show them all the subscribers I have that were asking for that particular vehicle. Now, if we drive it in, we'll bring up the setup here. If we drive it in efficient mode, so even though we have the sport displays, we're driving in efficient mode. Now it's just a regular BMW. You probably don't even feel the 503 horsepower. So we're gonna put it in sport. And we could probably go this way. Just gotta watch for deer. I'll go a roundabout way and then we'll get to some of the main roads. Handling is very good, and with the all-wheel drive, it really puts the power down to the ground. And if we want to put high beams on, we can put on the high beams. I don't think the high beams are automatic. My M2, which was a 2016, had that automatic high beam option, and it was phenomenal. It was fantastic. Now, if we want cracks and burbles, we have to be in Sport Plus. So driving in sport mode gives you more engine sound and enhanced throttle response. But if you want the cracks and burbles, you have to do it in Sport Plus. All right, so the lights are just blinking at night. So let me try steering in sport and brake in sport. What's good is you can easily call up the menu to do that. Now there's no sidewalks here and no street lights, so it can be very dark at night. What do you think of the big grills? Let me know in the comments below. They've grown on me. I like them a lot more than I did. I would definitely buy one of these. I would definitely buy this car. I wish I could buy this car, actually. That's how much I like it, but the big grills don't bother me anymore. When I first saw it, I was like, this must be a joke, but they've really grown on me, and I wouldn't mind owning one of these cars. If I could get away with not having a real trunk for hockey and real back seats, I would probably own one of these. All right, so let's go down the hill here. Now the steering wheel is like crazy thick. After a while, it's starting to wear on my hands. So sometime I'm doing a little more 10-2 grip than 9-3 grip. Now these are pretty bumpy roads, and I feel it, but it's certainly not unbearable. I always keep the chassis in comfort mode. So driving this car, I find I'm using Sport a lot in Sport Plus, but I always keep the chassis in comfort, unless you're, you know, going to go on a racetrack, which I don't think you would take a heavier convertible on the racetrack. You really, the handling is just fine if you keep the chassis in comfort. You do get some more heft to the steering by putting it in Sport. And I see the brake is has a little like stiffer push to it. These cars are just so much faster. I had as you know, if you follow the channel, a couple E46 M3s and an E90 M3, all 6-speed manuals. And these turbocharged cars, even my M2, were so much faster than you know, the naturally aspirated V8 that I had in the E90 and the S54s in my Z3 M Coupe and my pair of E46 M3s. Now, even though it's all-wheel drive, there's a rear drive bias to it. It feels like I'm driving a rear drive car. I really love this green. This is called Urban Green, and this is a 2023 model press car. So I looked up for 2024 what it would cost, because I think for 2023 it's a $3,750 option, and I don't see anything for 2024. So they must get discontinued it for this car, which is a shame because it is a really great color. Now, this is a very bumpy road. There's a lot of dips in this road. And I think this car is a really good looking car. I know a lot of people don't like the grills, but it is kind of menacing when it comes up to you. If you're coming up on somebody on the highway or just around town, it definitely stands out for sure. This is such a bumpy road where there's all these dips for the gutters. Now the stereo is very good. I can't play you any music. Now you have the neck scarf, so you have heated seats and you could get cooled seats. This doesn't have cooled seats, and the only other thing I can think about that and why it doesn't is because it has the full leather. I believe with a full leather car, you probably can't get the cooled seats because they probably have to be perforated for the cooled seats. But you do have a neck scarf, which I thought in the last generation M4 really blew hot air in the back of your neck and kept you warm. Because I'm almost positive I did a video of that and demonstrated that, because I know I've reviewed a couple. But I didn't notice it too much here. It was starting to get cold. I was driving with the top down. Heated seats worked well, but I didn't feel that much coming from that neck scarf. And I had it all the way on the adjustment, all three sides here. All right, so now let's go into Sport Plus with the engine. We're going to keep the chassis where it is, and we're going to shift manually. I should have went in front of that car. So now when we shift manually, it gives us the gearing. And now we're going to get the cracks and burbles as I let off the gas. You hear them there. It's hard to hear with the top up, certainly, but you really hear it with the top down. And now if we go to the right again with the gear selector, drive comes up. It tells us what gear we're in, but in drive is kind of like the automatic mode. So you press it again. which is essentially, I guess, the manual mode, and now we're going in 6th gear. So we can go up as high as 7th gear, and then downshift. We can even hold it, and it'll downshift down to the gear we want. You definitely get a shove down low from the turbos, but I think the power band seems a little more linear than the older cars, where I feel like I have the torque throughout the whole rev band. All right, so this is how it is to drive the 2023 M4 xDrive at night. I hope you like this video. If you want to see more night drive of the cars, I'll keep them longer and do a video at night too. All right, so remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment on every video, and I will see you next time.